not going to talk. We're just going to. There we go. I was mid-sentence. There we go. So, uh, it's recorded now. So if you haven't had it, if you would like to come back and rewatch a video or send it to a friend who couldn't come tonight, just send this to them. So hello everyone. My name's Jason O'Hearn. Thanks so much for coming. I'm a residence life coordinator here at St. FX University. Also, you'll notice on your screen is Angel, one of our recruiters. Angel, main kind of area of working would be Eastern Ontario and Quebec. So if you're joining us from there, Angel may be a familiar face. I know when I was a student, I always loved connecting with my recruiter. And just they're a great team. I work well with Angel and Angel's teams. So I don't know if you want to share anything, Angel, but welcome and thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me here this evening. Hi, everyone. As Jason said, I'm Angel, born in Mexico, raised in the Caribbean, started St. FX in 2017, and now here I am. Hopefully, you guys have had the opportunity to work with a recruiter so far. If not, you can also please feel free to contact me if you need any help, any assistance, or anything like that, okay?
Perfect. Thanks so much, Angel. And that reminds me of I don't know, forgot to give my rundown of the of the introduction. So like I said, my name's Jason. I'm originally from Campbellton, New Brunswick, but spent the last little bit in Fredericton, New Brunswick, where I graduated from St. Thomas University. And after graduation, came to St. FX because I had lots of friends and family here in Antigonish, and just knew it was the right move to make, and it was the best move I've made by far. Coming to St. FX, especially outside of the province and not familiar or connected with the culture. It was a bit of a shock to me, coming to a small town with a medium-sized university, and I'm used to a small university in a big city. But everyone here, sorry, Angel included, made me feel quite welcome. And I know if you are joining us in September or planning to join us in September, my hope is that you feel the same way, and it's my role to make it's my job at the university to make sure that happens too. So thanks so much for coming to our session tonight about Cameron Hall. This is the building that I oversee and actually live in. As a residence life coordinator, I'm required to live on campus just so I can be proximity for support and just help with the operational needs of the role. So I have my apartment here in Cameron Hall. And as someone who works and lives in Cameron Hall, I can't say enough how much I love the building and love the community. So yeah, if you've already been accepted to St. FX or have accepted your housing offer or whatnot, or you're debating on whether or not to join us in September, debating whether or not to come and live on campus, um, then this is a great spot to have your questions answered. So what this evening will look like is I'll go through some of the information about Cameron Hall specifically in residence life and Angels on hand as well if there's any specific questions that are better suited for the recruitment team to answer. So yeah, um, just to kind of give you an overview of Cameron Hall specifically, is what I like about the building is I would say the proximity of everything. So Cameron Hall is located on University Avenue. If you're not entirely sure where campus is, I actually got the map right there. So the main road right behind me. This was actually convenient. I didn't plan this, but it worked out. The main road right behind me, and then on to the left, I believe, is what you're seeing. On to the left. Um, or where my shoulder, right above my shoulder would be Cameron Hall. Um, so, so as you can see, it's right next to our dining hall, which is it's great. You know, a 2 minute, 3 minute walk if you're taking your time. I tend to have to take my time because I'm running into so many people I know on campus. So it's great. It's a great proximity to dining hall. You're just right off the main street, so or West Street, so about a 3 minute walk from Main Street, about a 5 minute walk from James Street home to our a lot of our fast food restaurants here in town. And I would say Cameron Hall's near the heart of campus, Mulrooney Hall, Physical Science Center, or Nassau Family Science Center, and the library. So yeah, like if you're looking for a residence building that's close to your classes but still gives you some distance, then Cameron Hall is the place to be. Um, so yeah, and really, I'm here to make sure that you have a good time and that if you do live in Cameron Hall or any building for that matter, that you're enjoying your time here at St. FX because our biggest priority at the university is you, the students, obviously. Um, and with that, because of that, every building has one of me. So there's a dedicated residence life coordinator for each building. Basically, in RLC, we're the professional full-time staff that live and work in the building, like I shared. Um, and our offices are in the building. So as I said, we're very much accessible to the students because that's our role. We want to make sure that you folks have a professional that you can access easily. We work with our community advisors and senior community advisors, those are the student leaders, who senior students who live in residence as well, are your peer go-to people. We just really make sure that residence is a safe and positive space for everybody. So yeah, my main goals is RLC. Like I'm not a psychologist or I'm not a academic advisor. We have great people on campus for those roles to be dedicated. I am more of a what I like to say the switchboard of campus. So I know a lot of the resources. I'm connected to a lot of the resources. And it's my role when you meet with me or we chat that I'm able to connect you to those resources. So, if you are in need of counselor, I can connect you to health and counseling team. If you're looking for a salon on campus, I could suggest the hairdresser in the Student Union building, Bloomfield, which is about a 2-minute walk from the building. That's Norma Jean. She's a lovely person. That's my barber. But we do have salons just throughout town, which again, you're about a 5-minute walk away from Main Street. So everything's in close proximity. But that's my role to make sure that you feel supported. And on top of that, the RLCs, we all participate in 24-hour emergency on call. So if anything were to arise, an emergency, or someone might be in need of support, the student staff can call us, and we can go ahead and respond as needed. So yes, so that's a bit of the highlight. I think now we're time to show the video. So there's a little video that I worked with our communications team on to show off Cameron Hall. So I'll pass it off to our behind the scene techs to get the video up. Hey everyone, I'm Jason Ahern, Residence Life Coordinator for Cameron Hall. Here to show you Cameron Hall. Come on in and check it out.
Hey, I'm Gemma, and this is my room in Cam Hall. It's pretty great and pretty big. In my room here, we've got plenty of cabinets, a huge closet. It came with its own microwave, refrigerator, 2 windows, and I can control my own heating.
This is one of our TV lounges where students come to hang out and relax. We've shown you your space in residence, now here's mine. This is where I work out of. Thanks for visiting Cameron Hall today, and we'll see you soon. There we go. So hopefully that gave you a good idea of what Cameron Hall looks like. Gemma, one of our engaged first year students, actually. Gemma was actually a student ambassador for our social media. So she was. So you would have saw her face potentially all around the different posts, Instagram and Facebook throughout the school year. So that's a great student leadership opportunity if you're looking for one. But yeah, just to highlight some of the other amenities that we just didn't get a chance to record because we were kind of still in the while we were doing the recording, we were it was still the school year, so it was hard to get some spots because again, this is where people live, so we just want to bring the cameras in. Some places like the washrooms. So on our YouTube page, I believe we were able to show the washrooms in McKinnon Hall, very similar. So they're stalled bathrooms. There's two in each floor. The unique thing about Cameron is that it is divided down the middle. There tends to be an accessway door, which can be accessed sometimes, but not all the time. But on your section of the building, we'll explain that when you get here. There'll be two washrooms per floor, and each washroom comes equipped with two toilet stalls, three bathroom stalls. Oh, I'm muted. Am I? No, I'm not muted. There we go. Um, um, yeah. So about three sinks, three bathroom stalls, and three toilets. And then in the basement of Cameron Hall, uh, right next to the lounge where you would have seen that showed off, we would have three washers, three dryers on each side. So roughly about 50 people live on each side of the building, the Cameron East and Cameron West. So in total, there's six dryers and six washers in the building. But to you, depending on what side you live in, you would have access to three washers and three dryers at a time. Um, and that's it's a one good thing to highlight. There's no shared kitchen space here in Cameron Hall, just in case if you are wondering. But if you love to cook for yourself and you want to experience that, my kitchen is a really great addition to our meal hall where we have about, I think, four cook stations with all the ingredients that you can think of and connecting with our chef to get more. But that's a space where you can do some cooking on your own. But just wanted to highlight that for folks where Cameron Hall doesn't have that. But we are unique in the position where we have very spacious rooms, as Gemma would have pointed out. So again, no kitchen in Cameron Hall, but if you have a meal plan, you are more than welcome to access my kitchen, available during regular meal hours, to cook for yourself. So yeah. Just kind of go through my list here. Before we kind of get into questions, I just want to make sure that folks, know different things about the building and the community. If you're looking to know, kind of what goes on day to day in Cameron Hall or what the activities look at, we have Instagram, just I believe it's Cameron Hall underscore STFX. So you can go ahead and follow that. They're a bit quiet right now because they're mainly run by our students, but sometimes I'll post here and there. So I would say if you're not seeing the content right away, don't worry, you're not missing anything. We're just not ramped up for the next school year. So stay tuned on those uh, on those uh, um, on those platforms, and you'll see kind of what has been done in the past. Um, there's if you're looking about, what you want to bring into residence, soon our 25-26 resident standards guidebook will be uploaded to the website and there'll be some communication sent about that. But if you wanted a general understanding right now, because you might be planning a IKEA trip down to Halifax, which is about 2 hours away from where we are right now, you can take a look at this year's guidebook, and the rules pretty much stay the same from year to year. And yeah, so that is a great resource for you folks. Some other opportunities in residence, obviously. I'm a huge advocate for residence council. So I don't know if you've heard of it, but basically it's the student council for residents. So you get to plan events, work with me and work with our the senior community advisor, and basically given a budget of, quite a bit of money to plan some exciting events. So that's a bit about the kind of student life side of uh of uh of living in Cameron Hall. But one thing I just want to wrap up with is what to expect over the summer. Because it's really important that you're still checking your Sane Effects email because that's the email will start to communicate with you. Really exciting. So if you are joining us in September, make sure you are logged into email. If you're still debating, YouTube channel or our St. FX website is a great place for some of those resources that will also be shared there. So move-in information will be sent out by email. So you want to make sure you check your St. FX email as often. The Get Ready guide, I have a note here it's going to be ready for about mid-May. So that's going to be all the important information you need to know. And the other big thing is the X starts here. Those are modules you have to complete on our online learning platform. And that's just a bit about what does it mean to be a Zavarian? What does it mean coming to St. FX and some of the values we hope that you as community members understand. And those will open late June, early July. So keep an eye out for more information. And there's lots of prizes, I guess, to be drawn for those who do it early. We also have more virtual sessions coming up, end of July, early August, to help you get prepared. This will include kind of our new student orientation session that's tends to be hosted by our student life team. So that will be coming out later this summer, but then I'll be back on the camera with residents building meetings. So the buildings that I oversee, Cameron and right now Riley Hall as well, and welcoming you specifically and having a chance to kind of more engage one-on-one and just really talk about the community and the amenities. So before I kind of pass it off, I know a lot of folks might have some questions around what the rooms might look like and just the physical amenities. So, like I said, the rooms are quite spacious because Cameron used to all be doubles. But we decided, a couple of years back, why not change everything to singles? So Cameron is all singles. So the rooms were built for doubles and housed doubles or two people per room for years. But now it's spaced to all to yourself. So when Gemma was going on and how big the rooms are actually that big, which is really nice. Um, and You would have saw in the video, it came with a desk, a nice chair, uh, a twin XL bed. I know that's a lot of questions we get. It is a twin XL bed, a mini fridge, a microwave, and a lot of great storage space. As for the specific dimensions, each room tends to be a bit different just based on the furniture, but that's information you can find out when you move in. And We can definitely work with you to measure different things on move-in day to make sure you're getting the proper storage stuff. So yeah, with that, I think that was all my kind of pre-recorded notes. There was a bit of a script I had to follow, so I think that's where we are. I'm going to take a pause here and open the floor to any questions. So feel free to either unmute yourself, type in the chat. Our great team on the student life end is monitoring the chat. So some will be answered by them, some may be answered by myself, or some may be answered by Angel, just depending on what the nature of the question is. So looking forward to hearing from you folks. While we wait for some questions to come in, what I will say is, Cameron Hall. What's pretty unique about our building is that it's home to two living and learning communities, which is very exciting. So a living and learning community is a community in which there's commonality among residents, and our myself and the CA assigned to that community works with them, ensuring community standards are the same, and maybe there's some directed program or just a space where something you have in common with is a shared space and a safe space. So the two living and learning communities we have is a substance reduce, which would be on right now is on the fourth floor, on the west side, I believe. And then so the substance reduce is just that everyone in that community agrees to really take a reduction in the consumption of alcohol or other like cannabis or other drugs, and just be respectful of one another, of their comings and goings, particularly when it comes to alcohol. And then on the other side, the fourth floor. Of the fourth floor on the east side, that would be our all-female non-binary community. So for students identifying as female or non-binary, that's a space where they can share. And we have some great resources for that space and working with our different campus partners. Um, and setting some great community rules. Now, if you are assigned to near or in those spaces, just know you have to opt into these communities, or it is communicated that you are part of them. I know that was some communications last year, so yeah, we will let you know if you're part of that LLC. But if you're interested in that, please do reach out and let us know. So I see we have some questions coming in. That's exciting. Do all the dorms and oh, I believe I saw Laura answered that, but yes, they all have mini fridges and microwaves. Can you bring an ice machine for your room? So if you want to get like a small one, I don't imagine you mean the big ones from the hotel. But I've definitely seen some little ice machines in the students' room, just like an ice bucket. Um, that would be great. And yeah. So, what does the first move-in day kind of look like? That's a really great question. Uh, Kaylee, I think hopefully I got that name right. So what does the move-in day look like? Essentially, it's broken up into 2 days. So we move half the students in on one day and the other half on the other day for campus. Cameron will be moving, we'll have our one day, and then, McKinnon will have a move in on another day. Just so University Avenue isn't clogged up with all cars and folks moving in and out, and just so there's not a swarm of 1,500 people plus coming to Antigonish at once. So what it will look like, you'll arrive at Keating Centers. So that is our kind of ice rink and sports facility. And you'll go in, like every St. FX student before you and after you, you'll get to shake the president's hand, which I always find nice. Goes to show how close knit of a community we are. First person you get to meet is the president. And then you'll do academic check-in with our registrar's office team. And then if you're living on campus, which most of you will, you'll go see your housing team, check in, get your keys. Then there'll be some student services teams set up, like our health and counseling, where there'll be some more information of what setting up accommodations or support can look like. Finally, checking out our Students Union table for some XFest Welcome Week kits. Very exciting. And all the activities, what they will have planned. All the information will be there. And then before you go to residence, there'll be, I believe, the X store. The bookstore does have like a little cart set up. So there's some stuff that if you're looking for that merchandise, you can definitely pick it up there. Or you can visit the bookstore too. We do have staff available on that day. And then you make your way to residence. And that's when I come into the picture. So you'll walk up to the front. My staff and I will be there greeting you, welcoming you. And we'll have a group of volunteers that they're called O-Week volunteers, so orientation week. They'll be able to bring some of your stuff to your room. And we'll show you where your room is. There'll be a check-in form that we'll do just to kind of go check over the room, make sure there's no damages. If there are, we want to record that just so you know you're not getting charged for anything at the end of the year when you check out. Um, and then, we kind of let you have the day to yourself to unpack your room. It's a lot moving into a residence. I've done it 4 times, 5 times maybe. But it's a lot. There's a lot of moving parts to it. You won't have, worrying about roommates, so the space is yours when you can get set up right there. But we do have some stores here in Antigonish, like Walmart, Canadian Tire, the Dollarama. We don't have a lot of the other kind of big box stores, but we are close to New Glasgow, which is a center kind of for Antigonish and Pictou. So definitely check out which stores are available in the area and kind of what you're hoping for. Just don't want anyone to think, I'll go to IKEA and grab that when it's really 2 hours away. But we do have some great selection, a lot of great local shops that are always happy when the students come back. So yeah, so that's kind of the move-in day portion. And then that late afternoon, evening, we'll kick things off with uh, um, a building meeting. That's where I connect with you folks as the RLC of the building. We kind of go over the do's and don'ts, especially what you need to know for the first night. I explain a bit more about what my role is, what my team can do for you. And then the CAs will take you and you'll have a community meeting. So that's just the residents of your floor and your CA. And then that evening, we don't know what's going to be planned yet. We're still working out the details. But that evening, there'll be some fun activities planned after those community meetings. Um, Oh, and one thing I forgot to mention, probably the most important part, dinner, because you're probably going to be hungry. We'll do a barbecue on the not the 29th, but on the 30th when everybody's moved in. But we'll have something planned really nice for Cameron and some of those other buildings as you move in, like a dinner and meal hall where we all get together and just enjoy each other's company. Um, so yeah, I'm just going to go back to some of the other questions here. Um, I think Laura answered some of that. Is Cameron the only dorm that offers a less party-like atmosphere? That's a great question. Our dorms, I always like to say, St. FX as a collective has a unique identity, but I think what's more unique is how each of our nine residence building has an even more unique identity to them. So Cameron is, I would say, a moderate living environment where there is some buzz on a Friday, Saturday night, but for the most part, it's a really great place to study. It's a really great place to hang out with friends. That's what we saw this past year. But some of the other buildings that I would say is a bit, kind of a moderate to quiet living experience. You would look at FX Hall as a nice one, and Riley Hall because that's Riley is suite style. So there are more amenities in the room, including a bathroom. So folks have, more opportunities to kind of do stuff in their room, but there's also some really great shared spaces. So just because the building's maybe less quiet, you know, physically at at the noise level doesn't mean it's less engaged. I know FX has some really great community nights, but we work with all of our residence communities to make sure that everyone has a safe and enjoyable time in residence. But if you are looking for something kind of a Cameron similar vibe, I would recommend FX, and that's or even Riley Hall if you're looking for more of a sweet style. So yeah, um, I think I saw a question about. Let me just see. I think Lara. Lara is the person behind the student life chat. If that's why I keep saying this name. It's not the name of our system. That would be Zoom. So Lara is the behind the scenes taking all the questions. I think I got most of the questions so far. Have I missed anything, or does anyone have any more questions? One thing I will share is the lounges that would have been debuted in my Hollywood's next Best Picture. The little tour I gave you of Cameron Hall. So we have what's called the study lounge, and we have what's called the TV lounge. So we showed you off the TV lounge. There's some really comfortable furniture in there, smart TVs. You can log into your Netflix or Amazon account or whatever it may be, and and you can just enjoy an evening with friends, or you can hook a video game console. We just recommend that you take it back to your room when you're done, just to reset the space for everybody. And then we have study spaces. So if you want to study in residence, we do have some rather nice large tables where you can get a group studying, and that space, it's expected that you're a bit more quiet in there, or just less social, as you could say. You can definitely be social when you study, but just in a specific way. Um, the question of the year so far, I think, here from my colleagues, can I bring an air fryer? So, well, technically, you can bring an air fryer into residence just because you can't use it in your dorm room because of the ventilation for fire safety. You can't use it, and unfortunately, in Cameron Hall, we don't really have a shared space like a kitchen, where you can use it. Um, Specifically above a hood range. So unfortunately, you can't bring one into Cameron Hall. But like I said earlier, if you are looking for a time to cook for yourself, my kitchen and meal hall is really good. And let's say a mom and dad or one of your supporters is giving you some extra money, or you're saving some money up for those Friday night munchies. We are, I would say, like maybe 2, 3 minutes. Angel, you could correct me on this. I would say 2, 3 minute walk from the Wheel, one of Anna Ganesh's most famous pizza shop. There's always a debate, the Wheel versus Kenny's. You'll come to learn that the Wheel is the best. I don't know what your preference is, Angel, but I am the Wheel all the way.
They're both really good options. I just want to chime in really quickly on some of the points that Jason has brought up. So where Cameron Hall is located, it's a very close to Main Street. You can have a quick little hop over to Main Street. There's all different stores that are available to you. There's a bank, there's different cafes, restaurants that you can stop in, have some food. Again, everything is in really close proximity to for that particular resident, I'd say. And just to reiterate when it comes to welcome days. So of course, Jason gave you an overview already of what is going to be looking like. Your first interaction will be with the recruitment team. We will be the ones that will be the first ones front and center welcoming you guys when you're arriving. After that, there's like a mini type of educational fair with all the extra support that you will be needing throughout so you can familiarize yourself with not only the president of the institution, but all the major services that we have for, for all of our students. And then you're able to move in. Since there's so many people moving in, at once, we have so many people here to support our students moving in. So you will have all the support you need throughout that time for sure.
Thanks so much, Angel. And that reminded me of a great point. You'll get a kind of a dedicated time slot. We ask you try your best to follow that time slot. We understand if you can't, but that just helps, the flow. So there's not a huge line into Keating or not a huge line of cars on Uni Ave. I noticed a question on where was it? Just about our female non-binary community. I believe Lara already got that, so that's great. So Cameron and FX, are they the only residents of quieter and low substance consumption? Not necessarily, and I would say no. It really depends on the building culture and how we foster that culture. We ask all of our resident students to be mindful of their coming and goings. We have quiet hours in all of our residence building, which takes effect on weekdays at 11 p.m. and goes till 8 a.m. And then on weekends, so Friday, Saturday, it will take effect at 1. That means there's no noise in the hallway. No noise should be traveling from room to room. And our and our security team is on duty to make sure, folks are compliant with that and that everyone's living a positive living space in residence. And we do have an alcohol and substance policy, which can be found in the guidebook. And just we ask that everyone sort of keeps the lower substance principles, but these communities are specifically for folks looking specifically for that. And yeah, so just to reiterate, we work with all of our residence teams to make sure that's a great space for everyone. But if it's more dedicated, I would say in Cameron and FX. Um, I see we have a question here. I'm just how the gym membership works. I believe Laura would have shared a link on that. So if you scroll back into the chat, there's some great information on our gym and some of the recreation and intramural programs.
Yeah, the link about the gym was already sent, but just to clarify
Perfect.
that with you, all of the students here at St. FX have access to the gym. It's something that we already pay for as students here at St. FX. You will have access to that when it comes to your ID card. So that's your access point to the gym. So it's going to be connected exactly directly to your ID card, and that's how you're able to go in. Of course, right online, there's the access hours that you're able to go and access the gym. There's different classes, spin classes, yoga, stuff like that that are available for students as well. You can always go to that link and you can see everything that's available, all the recreational services, all of that is there. So feel free to check it out on that link, okay?
Perfect. Thanks, Angel. We also see a question here. How does parking work? Is there parking near Crammon Hall? So yes, there is parking. So you'll also get some email about that. All of our parking lots on campus are parking controlled. So you do require a pass that can be purchased through our box office. Angel, you might be able to speak more of how those are purchased for our incoming students. But across the street from Cameron Hall, we do have a parking lot that you can leave your car overnight. There are security cameras, monitors it. Our security team also does do regular checks in the parking lot just to make sure everything's above board. There's a parking lot directly next to Cameron Hall, but that is for there's an apartment building where a lot of our professional staff live. That's for them. So we just ask that you don't park your vehicle there because that's for university authorized tags. So the general tag wouldn't apply to that, but there is a parking lot across the street and in that space. But yeah, I don't know if Angel, if you could speak more of how that parking pass
No,
is
absolutely.
acquired.
So, yeah, of course. So you're able to go online and you can do that. You can also go directly to the office itself. So all of this information will be sent to your student account prior to you moving in. There is a student price, off of the top of my head. I'm not too sure what that price is, but there is a student price that you guys are able to pay for the time that you're here on campus. There's several designated parking lots throughout campus, so there's ample room for you to park. Again, as Jason said, there is a parking that's very close, but that's for our professional staff that live in that particular building. There's one like across from Cam Hall. You have that space. There will always be communications from the safety and security team when it comes to parking, where you can park, if anything's going on, if they're doing any reparations or anything around there. So majority of the time, parking is guaranteed, of course, since it's a pretty big campus and there's over 5,000 students, more or less, around that time. Of course, half of that number might have a car. We also have professionals that work here, recruiters, professors, everyone who also have a car. But they are parking spots. There's several parking lots that you will find. You might have to do a quick little lap once or twice, but you will find a parking spot for sure. There's the parking maps that have been sent in the chat. You can feel free to look at those and familiarize yourself more or less of where they are. And depending on when it comes to moving day and parking, there's safety and security will be walking around through the entire campus on that day, helping people with where they can park and where they can take their stuff down from and stuff like that. So there will be a lot of help on that day with moving and parking and all of that.
Absolutely. Thanks so much, Angel. Appreciate that. And yeah, just to kind of elaborate on that specifically for Cameron. So the road that's right above my shoulder, where my pen's sort of pointing at, that's a University Avenue. So what we do specifically for Cameron, because Cameron moves in on one day, McKinnon moves on the next day, we'll have the road to ourselves. And obviously we want traffic to still flow through the road. But our volunteers will be there where your supporter can park on the side of the road, offload the vehicle, and we give you about kind of a 15, 20-minute time frame to get everything out of the vehicle. So maybe that's just running everything back and forth to your room. And then we just ask that you move your vehicle to a designated parking spot. And we have volunteers that can show you where everything is. So yes, are the rooms individually heated or is there air conditioner? So that's a great perk about Cameron. You can control your own heat in the room because we do have radiators. It's remnants of Cameron being one of our more traditional buildings on campus. So while there is kind of a I guess, central supply of heating, you can control that. There is no air conditioner or central AC unit for the building. And it does get pretty warm here in Antigonish in August, so I would suggest that you bring a fan or two. One thing to know, air conditioners are not permitted in residence just for safety issues. We don't want it to be, improperly installed and falling out or whatnot. So just make sure that you are bringing a fan or two. And the Walmart always has enough here if you do forget. You can quickly run up there, which is, I think, about a 5-minute drive from campus. Uh, so yeah, I'm trying to think. Um, Specifically on Cameron, I think we covered most of the information. There's so right on UniAv, another great thing to highlight. lot of green space, as there is a lot of green space on campus. That's one of my favorite things about St. FX is, you just look out your window, and there's just some nice, just a very large lawn, or I would say field, but you know, there's quite a bit of fields across campus, but just nice place to hang out, especially on a nice summer evening. Or play. I know a lot of the students they'll play road hockey. UniAv is not a busy spot, so it's similar to like a suburb, where if you want to play road hockey, as long as there's a car coming, you just move along. And sometimes if an RLC or security officer's passing by, we might try to take a shot or two. Not saying we'll score, but we'll try. They'll also play catch, from McKinnon to Cameron. So lots of great activities. We also have different sports equipments that we can work with our recreation team to have brought over or just borrow for the evening. So lots of fun things to do in the evening. And I see another question here. What's the flooring? So it is tile flooring throughout the building. So no carpet and no hardwood flooring specifically, just some nice tile flooring. So yeah. Um, yeah, I think. I mean, there's lots I can say about Saint FX, and lots that you're probably still wondering. But if we didn't get a chance to answer your question, please still ask questions because we still have about 15 minutes scheduled. But if we didn't get your question answered, or you specifically want some more information, you can feel free to reach out directly to Angel or myself. I'll put my email in the chat. And I'm happy to connect with anybody one-on-one throughout the summer. We can set up a Teams call if you're in Antigonish. Feel free to stop by campus. I would, if you want to see Cameron Hall a little bit more, be more than happy to invite you to my office where you can see a bit of what Cameron Hall looks like. Um, Thanks are the other important emails, residents at stfx.ca and student life at stfx.ca, because I'm just one person. Um, we have a whole department, a whole team of support that can help you with those matters, and any general inquiries will probably be best directed to residents at SCFX or Student Life. But if you wanted something more personable or you had specific concern, feel free to reach out to myself or Angel. And the recorded meetings will be found on our YouTube page. The comms team has been pretty quick to get those up. I think by tomorrow afternoon they should be up there. But yeah, so lots of information. I always like to anytime I can get it, in front of prospective students, incoming students, I always like to give a piece of advice. The next few months are going to feel fast, and it's okay for it to feel overwhelming and exciting at the same time, because you're going to get lots of emails, whether it's from me, Angel, our student life team, our residence life team. You're going to get your room placement. You're going to start thinking about, what do you need for your dorm room? You'll pick your courses soon. Lots of stuff. Just know what you're going through. There's about 1,500 other people going through it, whether they're, first year, second year, third year, or any other year. There's a lot of other folks who went through it. It's something that I would have went through as a student. I can't speak for Angel, but I'm sure Angel, you probably would have had some similar experiences. So just know that when we say we are here for you, you'll see that in the email. If you have anything else, please let us know. Like, we genuinely mean that. Like, uh we don't mind the question, the type of question. There's no dumb questions for us. We just want to make sure that you have the information that you need, and that you feel successful to come to campus so we can help you be successful, whether it be academically, or socially, or just overall. So yeah, that's my biggest piece of advice: is it's going to feel fast, it's going to feel overwhelming, but enjoy every moment, because in 4+ years, when you look back on it, and think back to your first move-in day, or even this session, you're going to smile and realize how fast it went, but all the great memories that have been made along the way. So yes, we do have a Facebook page, but we also we also have our Instagram pages. Each residence building does have an Instagram page. It's usually the residence building underscore STFX. And we do have a student life Instagram page, which gives you a great snapshot of what student life looks like here at St. FX, um, and uh, and all the different events that would normally go on throughout the school year. Angel, I don't know if you have any kind of last minute last words or words of advice or anything else that you would like to share on behalf of the recruitment team.
Yeah, of course. So we're here to help you all. As Jason said, there's several of us. We've been there, we've done that, we've been in those shoes, so we understand. Like you may feel a little bit nervous. See, there's so many questions that you have in your mind. Your parents also have so many questions as well, and we totally understand. We get that. I put my email in the chat, so if you have any questions, comments, concerns when it comes to student life or anything at all, I'm here to help you as much as possible. The recruitment team, as I said, we're going to be the first faces that you will be seeing on Welcome Day. We do everything with love and passion to this institution that has brought all of us together. And for me personally, I have had a great experience. I mean, leaving the Caribbean to come here is, a really big thing on its own. And I've had so much support, friends, and everything that I've met here at St. FX. So believe me when I say you all will be in good hands.
Thanks so much, Angel. And yeah, before we wrap up, one last thing that a good advice is over the summer, you will be getting an email for your student ID if you haven't already to send us a photo. Um, Please make sure you do that because it just helps the process. Like we do have space available on campus to get it done the day of, but it's always best because that way we can have your card ready for you when you get to campus. But yeah, thank you so much, Angel, for sharing that. Uh, uh, Being a student from well, going to a New Brunswick institution and being a New Brunswicker, I never fully, can fully appreciate the international student experience. But I'm glad that you're able to speak to that because, yeah, it's a different experience for everyone, whether you're joining us from New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, international, wherever you're joining us. Just know that you do have a place here. And like Angel said, we are here for you folks. The recruiters, they're they saw you at your high school. They may have delivered a letter to you, and they are the very first people that you see when you arrive to campus, that you will interact with to get started. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll give it a minute or two, just for any last minute questions. Feel free to unmute yourself or type in the chat.
Yes, hello. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. I just wanted to know that I heard that when I'm like accepted or start the first day, like the student is given like $3,000 like to keep for themselves in their account. I heard like something like that.
Are you referring to entrance bursary or what scholarship? Like, is that what you are referring to?
No, 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 not really. Because they said that once I'm accepted, like they gave us each student overseas like a grant of 3,000 something. While the ones in Canada they get like 2,000 something like that. I heard like a grant or something.
Okay, so I think what that particularly is the bursaries that some of the students get. So these
Yes, yes.
entrance bursaries are dependent on like your grades. So they're broken down into different categories based on the academic average of the student when they apply to our institution. And then from there, around June, I think it's June or July, the office, like the scholarship office, because that's where all of the grants come out from, they will communicate that to the student after, of course, when we receive their final transcript and their
Okay.
overall average, that's when we will issue that to them.
Okay then. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Perfect. If there's no more questions, I think we'll wrap it up there. We're still a few minutes ahead of schedule, but I think we've covered everything. Again, I don't want to throw too much information at you folks because a lot will be coming your way the next couple of months, and there'll be plenty of opportunities to get to know this information again. But really, this session was just to hope you give a nice introduction to what Cameron Hall's about, what student life at St. FX is about, and just overall what it doesn't mean to be at St. FX. So hopefully this gave you a great insight. Again, thank you, Angel, and the recruitment team for all your help with this. You folks wouldn't be able to get here if it wasn't for Angel and his team. So thank you so much. You're the first point of contact. And thank you to our student life team who's been in the background, making sure the tech side of everything has been going on. And to everybody, whether you are joining us in September, thinking to, I wish you all the best of luck whether you're wrapping up your grade 12 year or senior year or you're ready to start that next chapter of your life. We're just really excited to welcome you to campus and hopefully Cameron Hall. We can be neighbors. That's pretty exciting. So yeah, looking forward to all, but we'll leave it there. And as you will hear at every other event, hail and health, everybody.